Good afternoon. Thank you for having me. It's such an honor to be here today. I speak to you as an American Jew with humility and as someone who's been engaged in conflict resolution work for over 25 years. And I know that sometimes it helps to have someone from the outside look at the conflict and help figure out your way through it to the other side. So, Jewish trauma has been an excuse for 75 years to deny Palestinians equality and justice, and also to justify the stealing of Palestinian lands and oppression of Palestinians in the name of Jewish safety and security. We need to stop weaponizing Jewish trauma to justify the slaughter, oppression, murder, torture, rape, building of walls, elaborate check systems, and on and on and on. Israel has created elaborate strategies and systems and structures of oppression that have denied Palestinians their humanity, dignity, rights, and lives. Israel is not a Jewish state. It is a state with a lot of Jews. Israel has become a nation state like all other nations, engaging in horrific acts that nation states do. A Jewish state would be one that values loving the stranger, caring for the other, the vulnerable, the refugee, one that builds justice. One that looks honestly at what it has done and takes an accounting and engages in full teshuvah, repair, repentance. Yet so many of us are in denial. I spent the summer of 2018 studying in Israel at Pardes. And I said to the director of the program at the time, the studying has been great, but I'm horrified by the fact that we're reading these texts and not discussing the elephant in the room, the application of these texts to the oppression and occupation of Palestinian people. I said to him, imagine being in Germany in the 30s and walking into Christian schools of study and reading Jesus' teachings and the prophets and never once mentioning the rounding up of Jews on the streets. That would not be okay with you. And he said to me, it's not that bad yet. And I said to him, how would you know? Have you spoken with Palestinians? Have you gone to Hebron? Have you been in the West Bank? Have you gone to Gaza? How would you know? And when it gets to the point where it's that bad, it's too late. I can't tell you how many times I wanted to email him and say, are you there yet? So it is that bad. And the question is, how do we get out of it? How do we pull ourselves back from this abyss and humble ourselves to not merely apologize, but to actually ask for forgiveness and to take the steps necessary to actually repair the damage we've done? To acknowledge that the Zionist political project of a democratic nation state has failed miserably, and to work to create a nation for all peoples with justice, equality, safety, security, and peace for all. Before I was here today, I was on a call this morning in a conversation with a Palestinian journalist, activist, and trauma specialist who only got out of Israel, Palestine 3 weeks ago with her 3-month-old and 4-year-old child and partner. I asked her what message she would like me to give today, because I think hearing from Palestinians is so important. She said, and this may be difficult to hear, that Jews need to liberate themselves from the ideology and reality of the Zionist political project, a project that has led to this nightmare situation. We need to do intense healing for our trauma from the Holocaust and thousands of years of Jewish oppression, and from the ongoing current trauma from October 7th. We need to see clearly the lies and distortions and the way the Israeli government and media and our government weaponizes our trauma. We got out of Egypt, and yet we wandered in the desert for 40 years because we still were traumatized and still enslaved psychologically and spiritually, and sadly, we are still today. We need to find the way to liberate ourselves from the psycho-spiritual oppression and free ourselves from the dominative narrative that our safety can only be achieved on the backs of Palestinians' safety. It's a lie. Our safety is dependent upon Palestinian safety. Our humanity is dependent upon Palestinians' humanity. They are one and the same. We are one. Thank you for being here today, and thank you for giving me time.